Every time I walk past the Cooperage on Newcastle's quayside, it looks a little sadder than the last time. It's not beyond imagination to think that one day we might wake to the sad news that it's either burnt down or collapsed into the street. Since 2009, it's stood unused, with no firm plan for its rejuvenation, and concerns are being raised that it's slowly fallen into disrepair. Is this viewpoint an overreaction? Perhaps. In this video, we'll take a closer look at the history of this building, how it came to be in its current state, and what realistic options exist for its future, which currently hangs in the balance. The Cooperage was originally built as a merchant's house in a prime position by Newcastle's quayside. Parts of the building date back to the 15th century. It stood through significant events in British history, including the Great Fire of London, the Fire of Newcastle and Gateshead, the Industrial Revolution, and even saw Luftwaffe bombers and Zeppelins pass over the Tyne. Over the centuries, the Cooperage passed through various merchant families and served many uses. It was once a silk dyer's, grocer's, and for nearly a century a barrel maker's workshop, John Arthur's Cooperage. In the mid-1970s, it was converted into a pub and named the Cooperage in honour of its historic use. The Cooperage became a popular spot in the 80s and 90s, known for its live music and relaxed alternative atmosphere. It had a casual dress code and featured bars and restaurants spread over 4 floors. The low-beamed ceilings gave the space a unique cellar-like feel, and bands played while people drank and danced. A 1995 review in the Evening Chronicle summed it up well. Italy has the Leaning Tower of Pisa, Newcastle has the Cooperage. So unstable looks the white-walled exterior, you'd expect the doorman to insist on donning hard hats on entry. However, such fears are unnecessary, and if you're a lover of quality beers and traditional surroundings, then this is the place. Unfortunately, due to noise complaints, the Cooperage closed as a pub in 2009. It's remained empty and unused ever since. It's currently privately owned by the apartment group, and as of now, there are no confirmed plans for its restoration. In response to growing concern over the building's deterioration, a group called Save the Cooperage was formed in 2018 with the aim of raising awareness and preventing irreversible decline. The groups attracted local media attention and enlisted the support of a local MP even in the past. It's also collected over 30,000 signatures. In 2024, they even engaged directly with the apartment group, but the building still stands empty. The Cooperage has been a Grade 2 listed building since 1954, which means it is officially recognised as being of special architectural or historic interest. As such, it cannot be demolished, altered, or extended in a way that affects its character without listed building consent. In practice, this status protects the building from demolition, but it also means commercial development is severely limited. The apartment group once proposed converting it into a boutique hotel, but the building's narrow shape, multiple small rooms, and structural constraints made this unfeasible. Newcastle Council can't intervene directly as the building is privately owned, and unless the structure is deemed dangerously unsafe, the local authority has no legal grounds to force action. A compulsory purchase order has also been ruled out as non-viable. Despite its long period of vacancy, an interior inspection by the Save the Cooperage campaign in April 2024 found the building to be generally sound and watertight. The building has been on Historic England's Heritage at Risk register since 2017. A spokesperson for the apartment group stated that getting modern features like fire exits, staircases, and lifts into the structure simply wouldn't work due to its tight layout. However, in 2021, the group said it was developing plans for a dining and drinking area, and was working with the council to clarify land ownership behind the Cooperage, which could support restaurant and garden development. However, there hasn't been any update on the matter since then. The recent erection of scaffolding in front of the building doesn't exactly give the best impression of the historic quayside area and hides the beautiful frontage from view. Any future use of the Cooperage must of course make commercial sense for the owners. They are, after all, a business. But when businesses acquire buildings of historic significance, there's a wider civic responsibility to maintain and preserve them for future generations. There are a number of potential uses of this building. However, hotel having been previously ruled out, an exploration of a restaurant and dining area over 4 years ago still not coming to fruition, other options might be a coffee shop or cafe with a heritage centre, visitor attraction or themed escape room, independent shop, conference centre for meetings, training, or a quirky wedding venue, or perhaps even just return to its originally intended use as a private dwelling. If the Cooperage were to fall to managed decline, vandalism or collapse, the city would lose one of the last surviving examples of its medieval architecture on the quayside. Once it's gone, it's gone. You can't just replace a 15th century merchant's house with sandstone floors and timber beams by building a new one. Yes, a modern replacement might be functional with all the lifts and exits a business needs, but it would lack the soul and character that the Cooperage embodies. It would never truly be the Cooperage. It's not too late for the Cooperage, but it may be soon if nothing changes.